I thought I'd never see this day come, but it's happening. Game developers are scared and panic at their customer base. And I think this is something that always should be the case for any business out there, that you should be fearful of the customer base, of not pleasing them. But that hasn't been the case in the gaming industry for the past 10 years, where it was about making the customer base absolutely angry at what you produce for them. And I think we saw this throughout the years with a bunch of titles that came out with the explicit intent to anger the fan base. And of course, I'm talking about The Last of Us 2, which was made from Naughty Dog with the explicit intent to anger the fan base and put a middle finger to the people that actually like the first game. And if you know what is happening in entertainment with movies like The Joker 2, with games like Concord, Dustborn, Star Wars Outlaws, and the entirety of the Star Wars franchise, you know that was the case and intent and purposes of these properties. And I think a lot of gamers are coming to that stark realization that a lot of products are not made for them anymore. They're made for a progressive social class of people that want their ideals and thoughts expressed within countless entertainment properties to indoctrinate a culture of people. And that was what we've been seeing in the video gaming industry for the past few years. And now we're seeing the opposite happen as people push back against the narratives, saying that these companies are explicitly made for these progressive social values. And that's what we're hearing from Michael Nowakowski, one of the CEOs of CD Projekt Red, who is trying to incessantly defend his game, which is something we haven't seen from these gaming developers for a long time, where it was never about defending their games. It was about insulting the audience for even trying to question them. That is not the case anymore, where these CEOs are coming out saying, oh no, we're making a game for gamers, so don't worry about it. We have all the original developers from The Witcher 3, and we're making something pure to our creative processes, trying to dispel any rumors that may negatively impact the game. And this is kind of a shocking thing, but a reasonable thing to do if you're a CEO of a company. You want to dispel any bad rumors, even if those rumors are true. And I think that's what we're hearing from CD Projekt Red CEO attacking YouTubers for pointing out the obvious with what's happening with The Witcher 4. And he comes out and says everything that you're reading online is not true, which are numerous people saying that the original members of The Witcher 3 production team actually left. They're not there for The Witcher 4. And that is culminating in a lot of doubts with this game and the overall direction of the story. And many players see that so with the trailer that came out, where it felt like something we've seen before from multiple titles last year, like Dustborn, like Flintlock, like Star Wars Outlaws. It had that same feeling to it. The Witcher 4 felt like it fit neatly in the place of those massive failures of titles from the past few years. And of course, you don't want to be associated with failure. You want to be associated with The Witcher 3, which was a rousing success for the company. And I think that is the thing that we're seeing here with the CEO coming out trying to defend this game, saying whatever the YouTubers are saying, we still have 100 people from the original creation of The Witcher 3, which is not that many because they usually use around 200, 300 people to develop this game. So I'm like, how much people left? That's probably 2/3 of the people that developed the last game that are gone, or at least half of them are gone. So I think this numbers game that they're playing here is kind of a slight trick they're trying to put on to the gamers, saying, no, we have all the original creators of the game still there, at least more than enough to create something similar to The Witcher 3, but I doubt that. When you look at the details about CD Projekt Red and the people that they hired to work on their games, it becomes extremely doubtful of what their products are going to be in the near future. And I think when you look at the key people that actually left CD Projekt Red right after The Witcher 3, I'm talking about the game director, design director, narrative director, art director, head story director, so much people that are guiding the overall quality of the product are gone from this game. And I wouldn't blame him if he said that if just a few coders and programmers left, but the people that ultimately decided on the vision of the game are absolutely gone. And I think that is the situation where I'm going to be suspicious about what you're saying this game is being developed by the same people. When the lead visionary minds behind it are gone, I'm going to assume that talent is gone as well, and it's going to be replaced with people with subpar skills. And I think that is the thing that is driving the fear in the industry, that gamers are going to notice this, and YouTubers themselves are going to point this out. And that's exactly what we're hearing from numerous sources in the industry, where people are saying that studios are terrified of internet critics like Osmongold, like the Critical Drinker, because these people's views get out there and it definitely affects the success of these games. That's why you have now the CEO of CD Projekt Red coming out and say we have no association with Sweetbaby Inc. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Sweetbaby Inc. is a consultancy firm known for the massive flops in the video gaming industry these past few years. I'm talking about Flintlock. I'm talking about the racial gender swaps in numerous titles like Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2. I'm talking about the massive flops in the industry like Kill the Justice League and Dustborn, and along with Star Wars Outlaws. This is a group of people that just don't know how to make games. They are there for political purposes, and I think that's what the gamers are realizing nowadays, and it seems like the CEOs of these companies know they can't be associated with this consultancy firm anymore. It's a striking thing to see a CEO saying we have no association with this company, but of course, if you dig into the details, they kind of still do, because they're mingling with people that are closely associated with the ideals of Sweetbaby Inc. And you can just look at their new hires and you can quickly know that is the case. I'm talking about Mary Kenny, who was a writer for Insomniac with Spider-Man 2, the Wolverine project as well. Those games much maligned for their poor storytelling. And we have this person coming over defending Sweetbaby Inc. consistently during its controversies and quickly announcing that they're working with CD Projekt Red on their new titles. And you look at the details about this person and what they stand for, they want to pull every lever of LGBTQ agenda within the gaming industry. That's their main point of being a person working in the gaming industry. So how can you say you're not associated when you're associated people that strongly align with their ideals? So whatever they're doing right now is much similar in kind to what we're seeing with the governor of California, where they're saying everyone's a liar and spreading misinformation, but the information that is being spread is actually true and kind of reveals what's actually happening at your company. Regardless of what you say, what you're doing is the most important thing. And what they're doing is promoting these ideals that focus on DEI, that are focusing on inclusivity, bringing in thoughts and ideals that have nothing to do with the quality of gameplay and nothing about the passion of making a game that game players actually enjoy and love. And you can see this in their approach to these representation icons of ESG, DEI consistently throughout the years. So a lot of players are not going to believe their excuses, believe their propaganda lies, believe statements that people are misinforming you, when in actuality they are informing them correctly. The important people have left. You hire people that have the ideals of Sweetbaby Inc., that don't care about storytelling and hate the gamers. And I say specifically they hate the gamers because they actually want to punch the gamers. And look at the person that's working for CD Projekt Red now, Cian Mar, the lore designer for the upcoming Witcher game. He says he wants to be out there and punch gamers, and he hates gamers, and his whole intensive purposes is to subvert the gaming industry. So why are we going to pay attention to what you say when you're hiring people that dislike gaming in general to be part of your production of video games? And I think that is the thing that gamers are not going to stand by no matter what you say, because you hire the people that are part of your staff right now that don't believe in producing the products that we saw in the past. And I think that is the reflection of leadership that we're seeing within the gaming industry today. You just compare to the people that they have right now. Like I said, they have a guy that wants to punch gamers. They have a person that wants to push LGBTQ agenda. The blue-haired persons expressing their hatred for the 47th president consistently on social media. So what do you expect us to think is going to happen with The Witcher 4? We're expecting to see some Trump clone in there. We're expecting to see LGBTQ politics. We're expecting to see body type 1 and 2 in the game. We're expecting to see everything that we saw in the industry that failed be inside this game, because you exactly hire the failures of people that make that type of product. So don't hate the gamers for not trusting what game you're producing when your staff completely churns over from over 10 years ago. And I think that's what we're seeing with the changing of the guard within the gaming industry, where we have people that are just there because something is successful now, and they weren't there in the past when it was just building up with blood, sweat, and tears and passion. And I think that is the gaming industry today, a bunch of fair weather fans. And I think The Witcher 4, CD Projekt Red is at the forefront of fair weather game players. And I think that is a situation we're seeing spread throughout the gaming industry, and is leading to multiple failures that we see last year that kind of broke the gaming industry in all certainty. And the end result is going to be people moving towards games that are made for gamers. I think that is a thing that we're seeing with the response to a new trailer for the former developers, these four specifically, where they're producing their own game that has that old Witcher 3 vibe that we miss. And I think that is a thing that is going to be seen more in the industry, where these developers that were once leading these gigantic AAA studios are going to break off, start using different technologies like AI, and produce their own content for cheaper and better than anything that the AAA gaming industry can put out. And I think that is the source of what we're going to see in the future, and I'm hoping that is the case, because these games made by people that are passionate about the content is what gamers actually want to see. And that's why people are looking away from The Witcher 4, and they're looking at the Blood of Dawnwalker from the old developers from The Witcher 3. And I think gamers are more apt to choose that game than play a game from a developer that obviously doesn't care about the product they're putting out anymore, and are more focused on issues, politics, and ideas that have nothing that produces quality gaming. And I think that is the situation in the gaming industry, and unfortunately in the future we're going to see more of that until these games companies buckle under the pressure and start making games that game players actually want to play. But these are just my thoughts on the situation. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Leave your comments, like, comment, share, subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.